Chainsawman Part 2 is back, and if you're watching this video, I'd assume that you've already read the latest chapter, and if so, you know damn well that it's a godly start to a godly manga. Part 2 starts off right about where we left in Part 1, continuing in at Chapter 98 of the series, being around 53 pages long, quite similar to the first chapter of the series at 55 pages. Chapter 98 sets the foundation for what's to come in Part 2 of Chainsawman quite very well. My name is KonTV, and leaving the nerdy stuff out of the way, let's actually get right into the review. Before reviewing this chapter entirely, you know what, we have to actually look at the title of the chapter. The title of the chapter is Chicken and War, and if you remember, the first chapter of Chainsawman that came out in Part 1 also had a similar title, which was Dog and Chainsaw. So you see there's a weird combination of an animal and a devil going on. I don't know what Fujimura is trying to imply with this, but it just is the most iconic animal of the series, plus the iconic devil of the show. In the first part it was the dog and a chainsaw literally, and now it's supposed to be the chicken and war, I guess. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna see more of Pochita, and you know what, let's just leave that to it. It's a new start, it's a new beginning, a chicken and war it is. And when I read this title for the first time, I knew the chicken obviously because of the promotion posters, which was a headless chicken, but I saw it's like chicken and war, and I was like, wait a minute, isn't war supposed to be one of the four horsemen of apocalypse? What is this war doing in the title of the chapter? Like, something is off. So with that in mind, I continued the chapter, and we started off simple. It was just the introduction of the headless chicken. Very normal, it's just a headless chicken devil, like nothing's up yet. The chicken is named Bucky, and Bucky likes to make a lot of egg jokes, which was quite funny and not funny at the same time. But the actual first chapter for Part 2 of Chainsawman starts off with a teacher explaining the students in a classroom about the importance and significance of a life. And he does that by taking the headless chicken devil in the class and making it their pet. He gives the students around 90 to 100 days to, make a bond with the chicken as a student-student bond or something. And at the end of this 90 to 100 day, students are supposed to execute the devil. And that is the task, and everyone seems to understand that quite well. Moving on, we see that the pet chicken is actually getting quite a lot of attention from the classmates, and seeing that, a girl named Mitaka gets quite jealous. And not just because of how loved the chicken is, it's not just that, but a lot of the students hang out with groups of friends or boyfriend, girlfriend, and that makes her quite jealous, which is understandable. And then she goes to the roof where she meets class president. They had quite a interesting conversation, because this was the first time in Part 2's Chapter 1 that they actually mentioned Chainsawman, which is very early, yet so not early, because we haven't seen Denji yet, we haven't seen anyone we remember yet. This is an entirely new twist of a story in here, so them mentioning Chainsawman for the first time made the conversation very interesting. Because let's read the conversation here, because they said, we have a mayor with a devil called Chainsawman playing Devil Hunter. Now, I may be wrong, I don't remember when Denji literally went to the mayor to play Devil Hunter for him. Like, when did that happen? First of all, we have no idea of that. Like, I didn't know Denji was a kind of a person that would work for a mayor, you know what I mean? Like, I might just be taking things, in the wrong way, but I would like to see more of this thing in depth, about the connection between Denji and the mayor. Does the mayor know the identity of Chainsawman? Like, does he know he is Denji? I don't think he does. I think he just knows Chainsawman and that he goes to a regular high school or something. But other than that, I actually want to get into the story of how Denji, he has a life as a devil hunter and a high school student, just like Hirofumi, at the same time. So I would like to see Denji's side of the story as well. I don't think that we are gonna get it as soon as next chapter, or maybe next, but that's gonna be in a week from now. And the class president also mentioned that in about 100 days the chicken is going to be killed, so Mitaka has nothing to worry about. Moving on, the chicken Bucky actually made a lot of friends in the class. He actually became a precious life for the classmates. And seeing that, Mitaka got jealous, and I mean extremely jealous. And at the day of execution, when the teacher asks anyone if they wanted to execute the chicken, no one said yes. No one wanted the chicken to die because they actually cared about a precious life. which was good because that's what the teacher expected. But Mikata, on the other hand, was confused as to how that could happen. She thought the class president wanted the chicken dead, but it's not the case anymore. Apparently everyone in the class loves the chickens, so the chicken is not gonna die. And Mikata was once again left lonely in the class because everyone went to play soccer and having fun with Bucky. When Bucky saw Mitaka stand alone in the sidelines, he rushed over to Mitaka to invite her to join the game. And for the first time, someone actually remembered, other than the teacher and the class president, someone actually remembered her full name, which was Asa Mitaka. And that got to her heart. And then she realized that she was actually jealous of the students nearby, the peers. She never hated them, she was just jealous of their abilities to make friends. And when the opportunity came towards her, she literally crushed it. Following the death of Bucky, which I'm not sure if Bucky's actually dead, but let's just assume here on now that he's dead because of Mikata. And since he's dead, the classmates actually hate her for it. They want her dead, and so does she. She wants to kill herself too. But after some time, when she was at her home alone at the night, she was visited by the class president and the class teacher. They wanted to take Mikata out to Bucky's grave to make sure that Mikata apologizes to Bucky such that he goes to heaven. I don't know how it works. Like, Bucky was a devil, how would he go to heaven? Well, anyways, that is what they thought, and so on we go. But then we see Mikata stop, and that's when the class president shows her true face. And by that I mean that she had made a contract with the Justice Devil. The class president actually liked Mr. Tanaka, and Mr. Tanaka actually liked Mikata, so she got jealous and made a contract with the Justice Devil. And her goal was to make sure that she ended up with Mr. Tanaka. And now the only way she could do it is by killing her, so that is what she's trying to do. And actually she also succeeds in it, she actually kills Mikata. Mikata dies, her eyes start pouring out of the skull. They start falling down and far away from her body, but then her eyes meet the eyes of the devil. The devil says, "If you want to live, your body will be mine." But then Mikata stands up because subconsciously she might have said yes to the devil, making the takeover from the devil possible. For some reason, as soon as she stood up, she became insanely overpowered. She went to Mr. Tanaka, she grabbed Mr. Tanaka by the head, pulled his spinal cord out, and literally called it Tanaka Spinal Cord Sword. And that's a cool, I mean, ripping people's head off is not cool, but making swords out of someone's spinal cord, that's dark, yet that's cool. I don't know how to explain that, but when you look at it, you just, seem to understand what's up. But when asked, like, who is this? Like, who is this devil? Who is Mikata now? Who is this? Mikata just says, "Who the hell am I? Well, my name is the War Devil." And when that actually happened, when I was reading this, I genuinely can tell you with whole of my confidence, right? Like, I did not expect that to happen at all. Because of how vague the Chainsawman Part 1 was with its antagonists. Like, we did not know Makima was bad or evil until the end of the phases. Like, we did not know that. But right now, we are completely open and we know more about the antagonist here than we do about Denji right now in Part 2. It's like I knew it's going to be, something to do with the War Devil because of the title or something. But the War Devil openly declaring itself and showing up like right off the bat in the first chapter, that's like crazy and insane. I did not expect this. I knew it was going to be some, I just thought it was the Bucky Duck that's back, helping Mikata. But no, it's not. It's an owl. It's the devil. It is the War Devil. I was caught off guard, so excuse me for that. But then we see a shot of her walking away from an explosion that was a reference to Goodbye Eri, another one shot written by Tatsuki Fujimura himself. Then we see her walk past a poster, that shows Chainsawman's head, and she immediately recognizes it like for some reason, and she's like, you wait, Chainsawman. I'll make you vomit nuclear weapons back up. Now if you remember anything from part 1 of Chainsawman, you know that Chainsawman ate a lot of weird stuff. And I mean Chainsawman, not Denji. So Chainsawman actually also ate nuclear weapons. That was confirmed in part 1. Nuclear weapons are literally the strongest weapons ever created by humanity. And Chainsawman eating the nuclear weapons up is a major hit to the War Devil himself. Because if the War Devil does not possess its strongest, strongest attack in its arsenal, then it has lost power. It has lost a lot of power, because nuclear missiles are not to be compared with any other, because they have a lot of power. They can end countries. So it makes sense that, the War Devil is behind Chainsawman. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of devils behind Chainsawman, not just the War Devil himself. But is it even possible though? Like, just loosen your minds for a bit and think about it. Like, is it possible to vomit nuclear weapons out? Like, I heard Chainsawman eating things and vanishing it from existence, but can he actually vomit out certain things from inside him? Like, no, because Chainsawman has eaten a lot of things, and I don't think he can just puke out whatever he wants at random. No, I believe that the War Devil might have a plan, a way, or he just plans on ripping Chainsawman open and going to its stomach probably and taking out the nuclear. You know what, I don't know how it works. It'd be interesting to see. But if the War Devil gets the nuclear weapons out of Chainsawman, it's going to be disastrous. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be war everywhere, because we know, the four horsemen of apocalypse, they are known to cause wars. They are known to cause revolutions. They're known to cause all these sorts of things, and famine and so on and so forth. And also, one thing I'd like to point out here is, look at Mikata's eyes before and look at her eyes after she got possessed by War Devil. This is literally the eyes of Makima, and Makima is one of the four horsemen of apocalypse. Like, that is literally confirmed. If you guys don't believe me, you can watch my video. I made a whole video on why Makima is one of the four horsemen of apocalypse, so you can watch that in detail. But I think it pretty much confirms it. The eye pattern, it confirms it, that whoever is one of the four horsemen of apocalypse gets that particular eye pattern. And I don't believe it to be the same shade of color as that of Makima. Makima has a yellow eye color, I think, but the color the War Devil is gonna possess is probably red. The red eyes with circle, that's the one that the War Devil is gonna have. I'm pretty sure that's the case. And if it's not, it doesn't really matter, because I think the eyes, from now on in Chainsawman, is going to be a proof of one of the four horsemen of apocalypse. So if you just imagine, the Devil of Death, one of the four horsemen of apocalypse again, he makes an entrance. We do not know who he is. He opens his eyes. We see rings in his eyes. We are like, shit. This guy is one of the four horsemen of apocalypse, and we better get the hell out of here, It's going to be something like that. It's going to be a hype scene. It's going to cause so much drama. It's going to be amazing. I love it already. And yeah, Chainsawman Part 2, it's crazy. I really wanted to see Denji. I really wanted to see Nayuta. I really wanted to see Hishibe, because Chainsawman without those characters just feels like another one-shot to me. I mean, I might be just too raw on this, but maybe, seeing Denji in the next chapter wouldn't be that bad. It's coming out next Tuesday. I'll be making another review then too, so, you never know. But anyways, I think that's it for this review. It was just my first review. I'm quite sick right now, so excuse me, but I think we have a lot of things to go over. And as time passes, we're gonna get a lot of clues, and we're gonna get a lot of new information, new characters, new this, new that. It's gonna be amazing. I can feel Chainsawman Part 2 being better than Chainsawman Part 1. It's just a feeling, but I hope it's gonna be true. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching this video. I was KonTV, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.